Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ken's Morning Coffee Show. How are y'all today? I'm your host, Ken Jackson. So, Bill Clinton is now claiming presidential immunity and insisting he's done nothing wrong. Says he has a squeaky clean record. Uh, Meanwhile, Bill and Hillary Clinton are also declaring the House committee's Epstein subpoenas legally invalid. And personally, I don't have a problem with that. And let me tell you why. Because Trump used the same excuse to cover up his own crimes. And he got this corrupt Supreme Court to co sign his bullshit. So, hey, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, me personally, if Bill Clinton is guilty of something, he needs to be prosecuted, you know, to the fullest extent of the law, just like Donald Trump was. Donald Trump, as a 34-time convicted felon, needs to be serving time right now. He needs to be in jail. He shouldn't be sitting in the White House. He never should have been able to even run for office as a convicted felon. But hey, I'm no legal expert, and unfortunately, the Constitution uh, doesn't say anything about felons running for office. So hey, Trump gets to be a grifter, a criminal, and a 5-time draft dodger and still hold the White House. Only in America, right? But as I was saying, hey, I'm not mad at Bill. Uh, but it's funny reading some of the comments on this post I saw on Facebook this morning. Um, Somebody said, Trump can use the same excuse now, right? LOL. Trump has already used that excuse. That's why his ass isn't locked up now, because Trump claims he's immune uh, from everything, basically. So, let's not have a double standard. If Trump can get away with his crimes, and he's committed far more crimes uh, than the Clintons, uh, then hey, don't hate on Bill, because he works the system too. Uh, Somebody said, tell me you're guilty without telling me you're guilty. Why don't y'all keep that same energy with Donald Trump? Because we know Trump is guilty. We see him committing crimes every single day. And then he lies about it to your face every single day. But y'all don't have that same um, prosecutorial energy towards him that y'all are expressing towards the Clintons. Why not? A criminal's a criminal, right? Crime is crime, right? No matter who commits it, and everybody should be held accountable, correct? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Tired. A lot of late hours. But in any case, um, somebody said, so how come he gets presidential immunity while Trump can get a misdemeanor turned into a felony? Make it make sense. Trump didn't get a misdemeanor turned into a felony. Trump committed felonies and was convicted in a court of law before the corrupt Supreme Court made him immune to prosecution. So guess what? He gets the benefit of being immune But now you're mad because Bill Clinton is claiming presidential immunity. Again, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. It applies to all the presidents, not just Trump. What, Trump should be the only one to get immunity? Is that what you're trying to say? Uh, make that make sense. Um, but anyway, Trump didn't have any misdemeanors that were turned into felonies. He committed felonies and was convicted on 34 counts of fraud. Um, so I don't know where y'all get your information. I actually heard somebody the other day said Trump was never convicted. What bizarre world are you living in? Let me tell you, the Trump sycophants are on a whole nother level of delusional, a whole nother level of craziness. And I, I don't even try to understand it because you'll go crazy trying to decipher what goes through the mind of these uh, MAGA maniacs, these cult followers. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Here, I'm just going to read through some of these other comments. Just think if Trump said this, it would be all over the news. What the fuck are you talking about? Trump says bullshit like this every day, and it's all over the news. But y'all just ain't paying attention, obviously. Like I said, I'm not even going to try to understand Trump followers and the MAGA cult members because it makes sense. His refusal tells us everything we need to know. Again, apply that to Trump because isn't it Trump that said he was going to release all of the Epstein files, but yet all he's all he has released to date is anything related to Bill Clinton. That's not all of the files. How about releasing all of the files, including the ones pertaining to you, Mr. Trump? And for you Trump followers, why aren't you beating the drum, for uh, uh, um, clarity, what's the word I'm looking for? Wow, I can't even think straight this morning. But you all need to be, like I said, holding that same energy towards Trump as you're holding for Bill Clinton right now. Bill Clinton's refusal to say anything doesn't tell us anything. Just like Trump's refusal to show and say anything doesn't tell us anything. Again, let's apply the same standards across the board if you're going to do it like that. You know what I mean? Somebody said, sorry, buckwheat, not how this works. Well, how does it work? And I'm going to say this clown's name, Mr. Bob Rogers on Facebook. How does it work? Trump gets to lie, cheat, and steal all day, every day. He gets to uh, uh, start an insurrection, and he gets to dodge the draft. He's a 5-time draft dodger, y'all. He gets to murder people in the Caribbean. He gets to kidnap heads of state. He gets to threaten to drop bombs on other sovereign states. He gets to threaten a U.S. ally, a NATO ally, with force to steal their land. Trump gets to do all of this with no consequences, and you're somehow or another trying to go at Bill Clinton for claiming presidential immunity, y'all need to knock the bullshit off. Because at least Bill Clinton can say one thing. When he left office, this country was in great shape. We had a budget surplus when Bill Clinton left office. All the bills were paid, and there was money in the bank. All Trump has done, first term and now in this second term, is run the deficit up another couple of $1 trillion and steal as many billions as he possibly can before it all catches up to him. So, again, all this energy that y'all are shooting at Bill Clinton, shoot that same energy towards Trump. Hold him accountable for his crimes. Because Democrats don't have a problem with holding its politicians accountable. There's been plenty of Democrats that have been prosecuted and sent to prison for corruption and bribery and a host of other offenses. But Donald Trump, no, he seems to skate by, as if he's untouchable. The I was gonna say Dapper Don, but he's more like the Diaper Don. Oh, listen. All right. I know I'm just babbling this morning, but I thought it was funny that, so many of y'all, you know, got your panties in a bunch because Bill Clinton, is not cooperating with this corrupt Congress that we have. And y'all are mad. You're mad, but you're not mad at the one that's robbing you right now, the one who's taking away your health care, the one who is ordering ICE to murder Americans on our streets here at home, the one who's threatening a NATO ally and potentially gonna blow up the world, basically. So I'm gonna repeat something I said yesterday to our military leaders. Please stop following these unlawful orders that Trump is throwing out there. Y'all need to handle that. Y'all need to handle that. Because we, the people, we're going to do the best we can to handle it come November. But after that, I don't know what it's going to take. So it's going to be up to y'all in the military. Stop following these unlawful orders. Don't blow up the NATO alliance. Don't attack a NATO ally. If that order comes across your desk, that's one you definitely need to disobey. Somebody needs to do something. Article 25 or whatever, but these people need to be removed from office. And if we can't do it by vote, then we need to come up with another solution. All right, so that's all I got to say this morning. I just needed a rant. I thought it was just hilarious, some of the shit that I've been seeing already this morning. But see y'all next time. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience. Catch me Sunday night, 9 p.m. We're going to have a really good show. I'll catch you then. Peace.